Another idea for computer cooling is get rid of the fan altogether. Instead, have an air bladder, a diaphragm that expands and pulls in air, then contracts and lets go of air and pushes air out, much more like your lungs. And the reason why this is better than a traditional fan was you can fit this into more variety of shapes and nooks and crannies, which means you can cool it better because you can fit in nooks and crannies. Crannies where it needs to have cooling more. You can make the device more compact. But also, a fan takes up a lot of space. Comparatively, for the same amount of air moving, with the blades and the separate motors and everything, well, the bag itself could be the motor for this and can be made very, very thin, and you don't have design around it. The way this bag could work is with something called a piezoelectric effect, for example, and that is that certain things contract or expand when you put electricity on it, much like a muscle. How this works with contracting and expanding is that usually you have some charges in your system, and when you have these charges, plus or minus, when you put electricity, some of the plus charges go one way and some of the negative charges go another way, and that changes the whole shape and structure of the overall material on a macro scale. There's many different ways you can do this. That's why I'm sounding very broad. The other thing that it could do very much along these lines that makes it more efficient is that a fan only hits part of the air that's moving. It only hits so much of the air that it's moving isn't directly touching the fan. It only hits it when it's touching the fan blades. Well, this diaphragm can suck in air even if it's not touching it because it's just expanding and contracting. You also have the idea that you could use this air bladder to protect the electronics a little bit from liquid or shocks or absorption like that, which are a lot of things, and you can move a larger volume of air than a traditional fan. And it's actually a little more efficient from the diaphragm point, from the point of moving air with the mechanical to moving air amount, because you're pushing along the whole air, not just turbulence and stuff that's more generated by fans, which decreases air return. Now, fans do have other advantages in that the electric motor is more efficient using a piezoelectric one. Well, I hope you found this interesting. Please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. Thank you very much. Goodbye.